on YouTube, it's Michael here, and in the next 8 videos I will be showing you everything that is on the Casio CTK-3500 keyboard. Now, the Casio CTK-3500 was one of those keyboards that I played in Germany over 2 years ago, and I was really interested in all the sounds and functions that I decided I wanted to get one. Now, I got the Casio CTK-3500 about a month after being in Germany and playing it. I actually got this keyboard on the same day I got the Yamaha PSR-EW410. And now, I was meaning to do some videos of this keyboard back then, but other keyboards started coming around that I decided to do videos of, and I was also in the middle of doing the styles videos for the Yamaha Genos at the time. So I do apologise that I didn't get round to doing videos of this keyboard back when I first got it, but now I finally got round to doing it, because back in 2018, yes, I've managed to do videos of the Casio CT-X5000 and PSR-EW410 at the time when I got the keyboards, and this is the 3rd keyboard I've got that I played in Germany, and yes, as I said, I have finally got round to doing videos of this keyboard over 2 years later. So yes, with the Casio CTK-3500, I'll be going through a tutorial of this keyboard, which will be this video, and then the next 2 videos I'll be showing the 400 sounds, or tones as Casio calls them, and then the next 2 videos after that I'll be showing the 100 rhythm styles, and then the next 2 videos after that I'll be showing the 50 dance music patterns, which is a new feature on this keyboard. The dance music patterns is very similar to that of the Yamaha PSR-E463 and EW410. And the final video of this keyboard, I'll be showing the 60 built-in demonstration songs and the main demonstration tune. So yes, before I do a tutorial of this keyboard, here is a quick unboxing video clip of myself unboxing the Casio CTK-3500 keyboard. Bear in mind that this video clip was done over 2 years ago, a day after I took the keyboard home. In there is the owner's manual and the music rest. And here it is, the Casio CTK-3500. Okay, so that was just a quick unboxing video of myself unboxing the Casio CTK-3500 exactly a day after I took it home. And yes, that was over 2 years ago, that unboxing video. But now, like I said earlier, I've finally got round to doing videos of this keyboard. And right now, the first video of the Casio CTK-3500 keyboard, I'll be going through with you a tutorial of this keyboard so you can better get to know how to use the Casio CTK-3500 if you have got one yourself or are thinking of getting one. So here is the tutorial of this keyboard. Thank you very much for watching and hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you in this tutorial of the Casio CTK-3500 keyboard, and that is the function, with the function button here. which calls up all sorts of different functions in which I will show to you. So we just press the function, and first up we have transpose, in which we can transpose the keyboard. Oh, I'll turn it up a bit. Up to 12 and up down to -12. Hopefully you can see the screen there. So that's the transpose. We press function again to call up the next function, which is a comp volume, in which we can turn the rhythm up or down. .127 is its maximum volume, and we press these two simultaneously to get the default a comp volume. And we have the song volume, which is exactly the same as the comp volume. You can just turn it up and down with the song. I'll show you real quick. We just select a song. So that's the song volume. And now the next one we have it says on the LCD DM volume, but that's the dance music volume. I will show you the dance music function later on in this video. But here's a quick demonstration of the dance music volume. We just select dance music. And we press these two simultaneously to get the default volume. So that here's a dance music volume. And now for the next function we have the dance music sync. Because with the dance music patterns, you have like 3 drum variations, 3 bass variations, 3 synth 1 variations, and 3 synth 2 variations. So what that does with the dance music synth, well, I'll show you that quick with the dance music. Like, so here's what it is when it's on dance music sync 1. I'll show that to you quick. Every time I press a different sound, it will get into sync. It will stay in sync with the dance music. But when I put the sync to 2, it doesn't stay in sync with the pattern. So here's the difference now. So notice that everything I changed was not in sync. So that's the dance music sync. And moving on, we have the dance music tempo. Now with the dance music, every time I change the dance music pattern, the tempo changes to its default tempo. Hopefully you can see on the screen, but every time I select a different dance music pattern, the tempo changes. But when we select it to off, the tempo remains exactly the same on all dance music patterns, unless I change the tempo. So that's the dance music tempo, but preferably I like to keep it on because I like to have the default tempo of the dance music patterns, as well as the rhythm styles. And the next function we have the dance music tone. So that means that it specifies whether or not the keyboard tone changes to the tone that is preset for each pattern. So I'll show that to you. So it's on at the moment, so I'm going to turn it off. And then we're going to turn it... Oh, we're going to turn it off. Let's just do that again. So yes, that's the dance music tone. Oh, I see what it is. Forget I did that. The dance music tone is basically the one-touch settings for the dance music. So the sound changes every time I select a different dance music pattern. Oh, let's put that back on. And then dance music tone. So I'll turn that off. So now I select... I'm selecting different dance music patterns, but the tone itself doesn't change. It's basically a one-touch setting for the dance music pattern. So we just put that back on. And now the next one, we have the touch sensitivity. So we just go back to the piano sound. I know it's annoying sometimes. You have to keep pressing the function button until you get the right function that you want. And that includes like if you press different buttons or it goes away. So we have the touch sensitivity 1. Well, we got 3 options. We got off, 1 and 2. Touch sensitivity off is when you... It doesn't matter how hard or soft you play the keys. The velocity is fixed. Let's go back to the function again because it disappeared. And then we have the number 1 touch sensitivity. And number 2 touch sensitivity, which is you need to press the keys a bit harder to get the full velocity. We just put that back to 1. And now the next function we have the reverb. So we have like 9 sort of... Well, when it comes to reverb, we don't have like reverb, like different effects like hall, room, stage, stadium, etc. We have the reverb, I can't think of the right word, when it's on its maximum. The reverb, yeah, you get maximum reverb when it's on a maximum of 10. And we put it to off. The reverb is off. 1. That kind of does sound a little bit like a room reverb. So the higher the reverb, the more reverb you will get. But on top of that, there's also a button here called Virtual Hall. Which gives you sort of a longer reverb echo. So there's Virtual Hall, and then we have put... Let's just put the reverb back to normal. Here we go. The default is 6, but if we press Virtual Hall button here, the reverb echoes longer. So yeah, that's the reverb function. And now we have the pitch bend range, because this keyboard has a pitch bend wheel. So there's the default. and we can put it up to 12 to 0. Now 0, it doesn't matter if you mess around with a pitch bend wheel, it doesn't do anything. But 1, 2, which is the default, 3, and so on. So yeah, that's the pitch bend range. And then we have the speak, which is to do the lessons, which I will show you later on in this video. Note guide and scoring and accompaniment. This is all to do with the lessons. I will show that to you later on in this video. And then we have the sustain jack. Just give me a moment. I forgot to put a pedal into the keyboard, so I will do that now. One moment. Okay, so now I've put a sustain pedal into the keyboard. Well, actually, this time it's a sustain switch, as you can hear. So it's off, and now we turn it on. Yes, it's a sustain switch this time I've got. So yeah, we're going to change the sustain, the functions of the sustain pedal. So at the moment it's on sustain, and then we have it on, I think that means sostenuto, I think, which means it's not doing it with this switch, but I think what it is that you hold down a key, then press the sustain pedal, and then let go of the key as it sustains, but all the other keys don't sustain. And then we have soft, so I'll press the sustain pedal. Notice that the sound is a bit softer. So that's a soft, and I think there's one more of the sustain, and that is the rhythm, which acts the same way as you're pressing the start-stop button. There. So it acts as if you're pressing the start-stop button. So that's the functions of the sustain. We'll just put that back to normal. Sorry about this sustain pedal. It's actually a sustain switch that I'm using today. And we have the keyboard channel, which is, you know, is all these MIDI channels. MIDI functions rather. Navigation channel, local, on off. Like if the local's off, no sound is coming from the keyboard. You put it back on, there's sound. That's the local, a comp out. And here we have the tuning, so we can tune the keyboard. So it's a bit slow on this keyboard for some. So yeah, that's the tuning. And then we have the LCD contrast. Hopefully you can see it. There you go, you can see it. Hopefully you can see it, but you can't really see much because the contrast is at its maximum. And here's the contrast at its minimum. So hopefully you can just slightly see the LCD screen. And we just put it back to defaults, and hopefully you'll see the screen, but there you go, it's back to normal. And then we have the auto power off. It's currently set to 30, which means if you don't touch the keyboard for 30 minutes, it will automatically turn itself off. But if we select the auto power off to off, it doesn't matter. If you don't touch the keyboard for a long time, the keyboard won't turn itself off. But I like to have the auto power off setting to 30 minutes. You can't do it any more than that. It's just either off or 30 minutes. And there we go. I believe that is all the functions within this function button here. Yes. So there you go. And that is all of the functions with this function button here. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to show you, and this is going to be a quick one, and these I'm just going to want to show you the icons here. Hopefully you can see them. There's one there, there's one there, there's also one there. Those are the buttons in which it means press and hold. Here's a bigger image, press and hold, in which you have to hold down the button to bring up a different function. So here I'll show some to you. Here we have the metronome. But if we hold down the metronome button, we can change the different beats. So what if we want a waltz beat? Or 2 beat? 1 beat? Or no beats at all. It just keeps on doing that. It doesn't make a tinging noise like this. So it goes up to 9 beats. So we just put it back to defaults. So that's the metronome function, in which we can change the beat, sort of like the time signature. And then we have the accompaniment, in which we can change. I'm just going to turn on the accomp quickly. So yes, we just press the accomp button here. And we can change our chords. So there's, I think that's fingered 1 chord, and then we have fingered 2 chord. Oh, I hate it when it disappears over time. So yeah, fingered 2 chord. I'm not sure what the difference is. And we have fingered 3 chord, which calls up some bass, calls up the bass inversion. So if we have C as the low note, it'll be the C. But if we do a different, so yes, if we have E as the low note, but using the C chord, it'll be sort of like a C chord with an E bass. And G, the same thing goes to D. So yeah, that's fingered 3 chord, which calls up the bass inversion depending on how you play the chords. And then we have here Casio chord, which is basically a single finger chord. So you only have to use 1 finger to play a chord. And then we have, I think that's 3 chord, in which you can call up the chords anywhere throughout the keyboard. So basically you've got the whole keyboard to play like the chords and the melodies. So I'll show you that quickly. So yeah, that's just about all of the different accompaniment fingering style that you can do. So I'm going to show you something else. Okay, another thing with the rhythms, we have the one touch preset, in which if you hold down the rhythm button here, it's basically, well, Yamaha calls them one touch settings. So there's the piano. So we're just going to change the rhythm, and also on top of that the tempo changes as well. But it looks like it's the same tempo on that rhythm, so we're going to select another rhythm. So let's just say 11, for instance. We're going to hold that down, and then the tempo and the sound will change. And I'm going to do one more example. Yep, you just hold down the rhythm button, one touch preset, and it takes you to the right, sort of like a suitable sound and the default tempo of the rhythm. So there you go. That's the press and hold function, in which you hold down a button that's got the icon there, and it brings up a different function for that button, such as the metronome, the chord type, and the one-touch preset. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to show you, and is probably my favourite feature of this keyboard, and that is the dance music function. Okay, so as well as having sounds, rhythms and songs, we also have the dance music. Hopefully you can see it, but it's right there. The button's right there. Dance music. Now the dance music on this keyboard is quite similar to that of the Yamaha PSR-E463, but on the E463 it is called Groove Creator. And another thing, the groove creators on the PSR-E463, they can't be sort of like combinated like these ones can, which I will show you. So with the dance music patterns, for each of the 50 dance music patterns, we have 3 drum variations, 3 bass variations, synth 1, 3 synth 1 variations, and 3 synth 2 variations. And we also have like some effects here, and we also have a reset. So yes, these keys here act as buttons, and there's also other things like the key shifting, sort of like transposing it and changing the variations and doing some rolls and some fills and endings, etc. So yeah, all really great stuff, especially for this range of keyboard. So I will show you that now, the dance music. So here's the dance music. And we have effects as well. There's some more effects. Oh, I quite like that. So those are the effects. We have Mod L, Mod H, Flanger and Lo-Fi, and we also have a reset here so that we can reset the dance music. So yeah, all those functions I think is pretty cool. And now I'm going to show you like how the dance music it doesn't have to be restricted to like 3 variations. Like, well, I'll show you that quickly now. That the 3 variations. We change the variations by pressing this key. But as well as those 3 variations, we can also combinate different parts. So I'll show that to you, which basically sort of gives you endless possibilities. So now I'm going to do some combinations. Or if you want to, we can turn parts off. So yes, all of which I think are really cool features. I'll select another dance music pattern and do some more combinations. So yeah, really cool feature that, the dance music, and the way that you can do different effects here, and we can change the variations, 3 in total, but as well as the 3 variations, we can also do different combinations as well of all parts. And now I want to show you some other functions of the dance music. So here we have these 2 keys is the pitch, in which we can transpose the pattern. Goes up to 2 to -2. And then we have some other things. We've got a roll effect now. And then we've got a filter effect. Gate. And then finally we have the ending. So yes, some really cool and awesome features within the dance music. So yeah, as I said, it's probably my favourite feature on this keyboard, the dance music. And I've had lots of fun going through the different dance music patterns. There are 50 in total. So yes, I'll show you some more. Right. So yeah, really cool stuff. Another thing, when you play the pattern, hopefully you can see on this video, but on the LCD screen it indicates what keys is playing what, and the keys turn off as you turn them off, and the keys change as you change the different parts. So I'll show it to you, but hopefully you can see it on the screen on this video. Right here. So there you go, and that is the dance music function. Probably my favourite feature on this keyboard. Okay, so here's another really quick thing that I want to show you, and that is the piano setting. Now, if you remember the really old Yamaha keyboards, they have the portable grand button, in which it will take you to the piano sound and will also take you to a pianist style. Yes, on the older Yamaha keyboards it was like next to the metronome and DJ button. Well, on the Casio, on this keyboard here, we press these 2 buttons here simultaneously to get the piano setting. So watch as the screen changes to piano, and also there's the rhythm at the moment and there's the sound at the moment. And if we press these 2 buttons simultaneously, you press these 2, there we go, it will take you straight to a piano sound, and with the rhythm it will take you to a piano style. So that's just a quick pointer of the piano setting by pressing these 2 buttons at the same time. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to show you, and that is the step-up lesson, in which you can do lessons on the keyboard to learn the built-in songs. So I'll show that to you. First of all, we're going to press listen, in which we can listen to the song before playing. Okay, so now the next one is follow, in which we have to follow the notes on the screen here. There's a little indicator there.
1. 2. 3.
So it waits for us to play the right note. And there you go, you get a rating at the end. It says bravo, even though it wasn't good, but it's just an example. So yes, if it's 80 points or more, it's bravo, but if it's less than 80, it tells you to try again. So also we can do we can fast forward and rewind as well. So I'll show that to you.
1. 5. 3.
We'll go back.
5. 1. 5. 1.
Notice how I haven't done much playing, so it says on the screen again. I've got 0 points there. So yeah, you can rewind the song and fast forward it. Go to listen again. So yeah, that's another nice feature. And there's another feature called phrase, in which we press these two simultaneously, and then phrase will pop up on the screen. At least with that, you can practice a certain phrase until you master it. So I'll show that to you. It says wait. Next phrase. There you go, it says bravo.
1.
So yes, you can practice like each phrase of the song. If you want to practice another phrase of the song, we just press fast forward. So
5.
now there you go, 100% there. So yeah, that's the phrase in which you can practice each part of the phrase of the song until you master each part. I'll show that again. So phrase 4, which will be the
1.
So it's a really good feature, the phrase in which you can practice certain phrases of the song. So you can so that you can practice, like if you're struggling on, if you can play the song well, but you're struggling on one part of the song, you can just use the phrase function by pressing these two simultaneously, and you can practice that phrase until you master it. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good feature to me. And also, you can also do the songs using these functions here. So I'll show it to you. So we can fast forward and rewind here. When you're listening to the song, we're pausing the song. And there's the repeat. I'm not sure what that does because I'm pressing it. And we have part select. So when you do the follow lesson, we can select parts. So what I showed you was the part of the right hand. But when we do part select here, we can select it so that we can practice our left hand. So I'll show that to you. We just press part select. There we go. We now need we need to practice our left hand now.
5, 3, 2, 1. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that was on phrase. I'll take it off phrase. There we go. So follow. Hopefully you can see my.
5.
Hopefully you can see my left hand.
5, 3, 1.
But I am using my left hand this time.
5, 5, 4, 2. 5, 2, 5. 5, 5, 2, 5, 5, 5, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 1.
I know that wasn't good, but that's just an example. I was using my left hand to control the chords. So that's just about it with the lesson function. Oops. But there's other things I want to show you. Like I said when I showed the functions, I will show some of the functions later on in this video. Well, here are some lesson functions. I will show that to you. Here we have the speak. We're going to turn the speak off. So when we do the follow lessons, it doesn't say like 5, 3, 2, 1, etc. So it's not speaking at all. Or we go to the part where we do the left, where we do the right hand rather. Notice how it's not speaking the number. So that's the lesson speak, off and on. We're going to turn that back on. And then we have the note guide. We'll just turn that off. And now what the note guide does, that if it's turned off, it doesn't actually play the note. So it doesn't play the instrument note when you doing the lesson. So I'll show that to you. Notice how it doesn't make the note, the sound.
4, 3.
Yeah, to me that here's what it sounded like. I'll show you quickly. Here's what it sounded like with the note guide on. Notice how it's making the sound. But then I turn it off. And the melody doesn't sound.
1.
It doesn't sound that. I think it sounded like a clarinet sound, but it doesn't sound at all. Only you playing the keys. And we've got a couple more functions to show within the lessons. So that's the note guide. We'll turn that off, on rather. And now we have the scoring. It enables or disables the performance evaluation. So like you don't get the bravo or try again. So let me show that to you quickly. So I'm going to play the whole song again. The scoring, we're going to turn off the scoring. And what that does, now that I've turned it off, it won't rate my score at the end of the song.
1.
And there you go. As you saw on the screen, I didn't get an evaluation score, like how my performance went. But if I turn it on, you get a sort of a rating score at the end of your performance. Like as I said earlier, if it's 80 to 100, it's bravo. If it's under 80, it tells you to try again. Okay, one more function here. We have the left accomp, which basically what that does, that the left accompaniment isn't too busy with the backing rhythms, so that you can hear the melody notes a lot better. So I'll show that to you. So we're going to turn it off, and notice there's no drums. So yeah, notice that there's no drums, and some of the rhythms have been disabled so that you can hear the melodies a lot better. It also does the same thing when you select listen. See, with less rhythm backings and no drums, you can really hear that a lot better. So there, that's just about it with the lessons functions on here. We'll just turn that back on. So yeah, that's all the lesson functions. So there you go. And that is the step-up lesson function, in which we can do listen, follow and phrase if you want to practice certain phrase of the song. And the part select here, where you can practice your left hand and your right hand. And the functions in which you can turn off the note guide, the scoring, the left accomp, etc., etc. So that is the step-up lesson function. Okay, so now the last thing that I want to show you on this tutorial of the Casio CTK-3500 keyboard, and that is the keyboard's app mode, in which you can download an app for your iOS device or Android device, and you can connect it to the keyboard. So first of all, just to be safe, we shall turn off the keyboard and back on again. And then using your Android or iOS device, I've got my iPad here for this instance, you need to download an app called Chordana Play by Casio. And then what we'll do is that we will press the Chordana Play, and also we'll press the keyboard's app mode. So on the screen it comes up saying app mode, and with that you can now play on the iPad, but the sound will be coming from the keyboard. Let's just turn it up. So yeah, but before you do any of that, make sure that you got a mini lead to mini lead connected to the headphone port of the iPad or any other device you might have, to the keyboard's audio in, the small little mini jack at the back of the keyboard. Okay, so we've now got the app connected to the keyboard. The sound is coming from the keyboard and not the iPad. And with the Chordana Play app, there's some built-in songs we can play along to, and also MIDI files if you want to transfer your own MIDI files. So we're going to select a song. Okay. And then we can play that song, and the sound will come from the keyboard. But just exactly the same as on the keyboard itself, you can also do the lessons on the app as well, in which you can do your left and right hands and your fingering type. The step lesson 1, 2, 3 is exactly the same as on the keyboard itself. So you got the best of both ways, either the keyboard or the app. And you've got the loop mode, so like if there's a part of the song that you like can't do very well and you want to practice that part, you can practice it just as you do on the loop on the keyboard. When I showed the lesson functions, I think on the keyboard it's known as phrase, where it just loops that part of the song until you can master that part of the song, if that part of the song is too hard for you. And we got other things as well, like, let me just show you something quickly on the keyboard. Although the keyboard has 60 built-in demonstration songs, this keyboard, as you can see here, also has 30 user songs. Now with the user songs, unfortunately, this keyboard does not have the facility so that you can record your own songs onto the keyboard. And I also found that the app also doesn't have the function in which you can record your own performances. So basically what the user song is for is that you can actually transfer any of the built-in songs from this here app. There are 50 songs in total on the app. And what you can do is that you can transfer those songs onto the user song part of the keyboard. So I'll show that to you. So let's just take a song, for example. Let's just take Michael Row the Boat Ashore. Let's just take that as an example. And then what we will do, we will go to this settings here. Oh, and make sure you turn the keyboard link on. Start keyboard link. Please press the app button on the keyboard, which I've done that already. Make sure that app mode is displayed on the keyboard screen, then press OK. So now that's done. So yep, app mode on the keyboard. And then what we will do is that we shall transfer the song onto the keyboard user song. So in order to do that, we just press OK. And the good thing about the songs on this app is that you can actually select your own rhythm. These are the built-in rhythms of the CTK-3500, in which you can use any of them to have them as a backing on the keyboard. So we're going to take, say, straight rock, for example. And then once you're... So there's an audition so that you can hear what it sounds like. So that's what the song will sound like when you transfer it to the keyboard. And then once you're happy with everything, we press transfer.
and it's already completed. So let me just do that again, because on the keyboard, there you go, it's there you go, it says Michael on the keyboard because that's the song. I'm going to press transfer again on the app, and on the keyboard it will say, oh, it says enter app. Oh, maybe I should do that. There we go. So transfer, and you can see the keyboard screen says receiving, and now the song has been completed. I've got the song twice now, so here's so this is yes, I've got the song twice now. User song 1, user song 2, which brings me to another thing that I want to show you. Now, if you no longer want to use a song on the keyboard, you just hold down the song bank button to delete it. It will come up saying delete, and you press the plus for yes and minus for no. So we're going to press yes, and there we go. Your song is deleted. So very easy and very simple. So now on the keyboard we have Michael Row the Boat Ashore. So yeah, that song isn't built in on the keyboard, but it's built in on the Chordana Play app, in which you can transfer onto the keyboard, which is what I've done. Okay, so another example of this here app. We're going to select another song to transfer. Let's just take The Muffin Man, for example. And this is what it would originally sound like. Okay, we'll leave that, and we will transfer that song. But this time we can also select any of the sounds of this keyboard. Not only can we select our rhythm for our song that we want to select, but we can also select a sound. I'm just going to find one. Anyone will do. Let's just take Orchestra Hit, for example. I know it's not really the perfect sound to play for this song, but it's just an example. Oh, make sure the keyboard link is on. Make sure yeah, Orchestra Hit, that's our tone we selected. Oh, that's just some other things on here, like the manual for this app, the privacy policy, license agreement, etc. The song transfer, we shall transfer. And we're going to leave the rhythm as it is for this one, because we've already changed the sound. And then with the keyboard, it should come up saying receiving, so we just press transfer, and now it's receiving. And there we go, we have The Muffin Man on the keyboard, and we can play that. Okay. Oh, well, I don't know why that didn't have the sound I selected, but that's okay. Let me just have a. Ah, okay. I'll get it now. You can only select the, as far as I know, you can only select the sounds via the app. So yeah. So it doesn't select the sound for the keyboard's built-in song, but only for the app. so that you can play different sounds on the app. So okay, so that's just an example on like how you can transfer songs via the app onto the keyboard using the keyboard's 30 user songs, because as I said before, this keyboard does not have the facility to be able to record your own songs. The user songs are only for transferring the internal songs via the app and MIDI files that you transfer there yourself if you want to transfer your own MIDI files. So there you go, and that is the keyboard's app mode with Casio's Chordana Play app, in which you can take lessons on the app, listen to the built-in songs from the app, and then transfer those songs onto the keyboard's user songs.
Okay, so this is now the end of this tutorial of the Casio CTK-3500 keyboard. I do hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and that you have found it useful. So please do write back to me and tell me what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, in which will be part 1 of showing the 400 sounds.